Hey everybody, how's it going? Here, Chris talking Howlet. Yeah, just downstairs in the basement now. Hopefully this video is going to turn out. Just want to go through quickly some cool stuff that I picked up recently. The last video that I did probably took me way too long to get to show you guys some comics and talk to you guys. Legend of Zelda last time really, yeah, took me away from YouTube for a while. So like I say, and that's hard on me to try to get to a video when I get such a huge haul to show you guys. And then, yeah, it's just hard for everybody maybe to consume that long of a video as well, too. So, like I say, hopefully this video turns out. I'm probably going to try to make more of a space down here in the basement now, since my collection is downstairs here now. Of course, because my comic book room is now Bennett's room. So I just really want to be organized, and maybe I'll show you guys where my comic books are stored in the basement now and what I've done to maybe help protect them. As you see behind me here, I'm sitting on this couch and I got tons of my stuff here. So yeah, I'll try to maybe make it look a little more pretty next time for your viewing pleasure, seeing all my junk in the background. Yeah, so like I say, most of what I'm going to show you guys here, you'll probably see it in the title, but I'll show you some other movies that I got from the library. They had a sale a while ago, so I got some cool movies and a couple from the internet. Been really kind of on an old movie kick, and playing around with my VHS. I brought it upstairs. Yeah, so just been kind of playing with that. So too. Man, oh man, I'm just gonna crack a beer too. And just get chatting with you guys. So please leave any questions, comments below. That's what I really love about YouTube and all of my friends here, is the interaction and the friendship, the community building that we do here on YouTube. So definitely leave me your comments or questions below and all that YouTube jazz. And I'm thinking probably what I'll start doing is, I do have a bunch of you guys on my Facebook, but I think what I'm going to probably do is open it up to you guys as well too, because I can't do as many videos as I used to do in the past, you know, when I guess our community was really roaring, I guess, but life takes over and that's that. So what I'm probably going to do to help maintain more interaction with you guys is I'll leave a link to my Facebook and probably try to yeah, get you guys on the Facebook and have some interactions. I'm not on there all the time. I'm not going crazy on Facebook, but just it's open, it's there. I can see posts, I can maybe contact you, you know, things like that. It'll just be a little more, you know, just a little more, get a little more knitted close to you guys. So if you want, hopefully if I remember, I'll put that in my description on my Facebook. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I don't want to make this overly too long. I know I always say that. Then it usually does go longer than I want, but whatever. So let me guys know, like I say, how the sound on this. I don't know. I'm using my phone. I don't know how the sound is going to be in the basement. I don't know if it's going to be the ideal place to be doing these videos, but we'll see. You know, I got the kids upstairs. I don't know if you can hear Bennett screaming up there. He's having fun. Nothing wrong upstairs, but he's having fun. He kind of starts screaming back to you. Now he's getting more interactive since he's 4 months now. So, okay, so let's get into it. Like I say, a couple of these were from a library sale, and it was like fill a bag for $10, and we were getting close to the end of the sale, so I'm like, oh, here, we'll fill 2 bags for shopping bags for $10. So grabbed a couple of Disney classics right here. Had to get some VHS stuff. As you probably see behind me, I don't have a very big, you know, VHS collection. You know, as soon as DVDs started coming out, I was getting those. But, of course, a lot of superhero stuff and a few Disneys. But I wish I could really get some of these old classics back now. My sister was really big, you know, into getting movies when they were coming out. So if I probably go back to my mom's house, there's probably a lot maybe I can hopefully find. I don't know if in the old clamshells. But, yeah, this one was pretty good. Hunchback. Of course, it's not... I don't know, maybe as good as I remember back then. I don't think it wasn't never my favorite Disney classic tale, anyways. And I'm gonna be reading the original book soon. Oh man, that's gonna be like crazy, and which is gonna be nothing like this as well too. This is definitely a friendly version of the tale, kid friendly, right? So it actually played pretty good. And it looks whose was it before from the library? It was a library, obviously donated, but Robert, I think it was Robert's. At one time before it came to the library, it was Robert's. Thank you, Robert. Now I finally have it. Yeah, so when did that come out? Does it say? Obviously, probably 90s, but where does it say? It doesn't. I don't know. I can't find it anyways. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this, about the original book, if you actually read that as well too. So there's that. Yeah, this one, Disney's masterpiece, The Black Cauldron, again in the clamshell edition. I like this cover too. This was really kind of cool. Not really embossed, but it's kind of foiled, maybe slightly embossed. I can't really feel it raised, but it's I feel like it's foiled there as well too. It's got an extra shine, if you can see that in there. Zing! Look at that. We'll put the spot, the light spot on the sword. Oh, it's glowing. Oh, yeah. So this is really kind of cool. Of course, I really love I love macabre tales, but I also love fantasy tales as well too. Big into those. So I mean, man, I think there was maybe a couple more Disney movies I should have picked up, but they're gone now. I just kind of grabbed, filled the bag, and gone, right? But yeah, so this one, you know, almost similar to the stories that I'm going to show you guys next, but this one was actually pretty good. It was done pretty well, and it says this was the 25th full animation classic by Disney. That's pretty kind of cool. So let me know if you guys saw that one, if you like it. Here's the classic tale of the Sword in the Stone as well too. This clamshell was pretty good, a little beat up, but still in there. And I've watched each of these so far. Most of them have played pretty good, except for Hunchback. Just near at the end, it was getting a little choppy to watch. My VCR has been playing pretty well, so I don't think it was a VCR, and I cleaned it before watching a bunch of these. So yeah, that's what about my VHSs are here too. They haven't been watched hardly, and when I watch them now, they're pretty crisp still to watch. So there's that Sword in the Stone. Good tale as well too. I think that one was pretty good as far as the cartoon goes. That's awesome. Not my most, like I say, my most favorite either, but this one's interesting. I had to get this one because, again, fantasy. It's related to the Disney story, but this is like the adult version of that. Had to get this one. Excalibur. Now, I wonder if a bunch of you guys have watched this. Maybe. I'm not the biggest movie buff or anything like that. There's a lot of classics that I do like, that I know of. You know, things like that. But I mean, like I say, I'm not a huge, I don't know a whole bunch of directors or history. You know, I just don't know movies like I do comic books, is what I'm saying. But I thought this one was interesting. I love old 80s stuff. I love 80s movies. I definitely do like that. But here's a rated R version of the Excalibur story. You know, the story of King Arthur. So this is kind of cool. And I don't know who... John Borman's astonishing vision of a time when magic ruled the earth. So that's kind of cool. So I guess that's who made the movie for you, but I don't know. Nigel Terry, Helen Mirren, Nicholas Clay, Sherry Lungi, Paul Jeffrey, Nicole Williamson. So I don't know if you recognize any of those names on there. I haven't finished watching this one. Of course, I got to watch this one when Logan's not around. So I'm a little bit ways through it. Basically, this tale though started from Uther, whatever. You know, King Arthur's father. It started with his tale, how you know, he came around to getting the sword, and then how King Arthur came to be. Things like that. Like that's where it starts out, with his father, and then it's coming into that tale of how he eventually becomes the king. So interesting. I don't know. Let me guys know your thoughts without spoilers yet, I guess, or minor, you know, things you guys can say. But freaking love the cover though. I mean, that's really awesome. I bet you Tim Tim, I bet you probably know that one. Scott might know about that one as well too. That kind of seems like their sort of thing. Let me take another. I had to get a bunch of this beer. What I did is a while ago my buddy was over and we made some beer sausage and some beer cheese. That was really, really good. That was fun to do on the barbecue. Awesome. The beer cheese was actually was what really topped it. You couldn't really taste much flavors in the sausage. I don't think that made much of a difference, but the cheese, oh god, that was delicious. Okay, so I had to get this one because I got a couple movies. Let's see, what should I do? Yeah, I'll show this one first. Again, getting on that old movie kick, and I found this one for cheap on the internet while I was ordering another one, and just had to get it. I'm probably going to end up getting a few more movies by this actor eventually, just because I'm on this kick. But here, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Total Recall. Have to watch this. When I was talking about this one with some buddies a while ago, came up in conversation. I was like, oh man, I really got to get that. And how much the remake really sucked. I've seen this movie so many times throughout my life, but I never actually owned the movie. So DVD, I figured, there you go. Get it for really cheap. And my wife, I don't think, has seen it as well too. We might watch this one tonight. So this one's awesome. The original Total Recall, way, 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 way better than that stupid one. Although it had a good actor, Colin Farrell, in it or whatever, but not good on the remake. Okay, so this has two movies, but it's only one of the movies that I actually was the one that actually wanted to get. The other one I didn't really care about, but it was the cheapest way for me at the time to get this movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original, with Kirsty Swanson, Donald Sutherland, Paul Rubens, Rutger Hauer, and Luke Perry. So that's what I wanted, but I wanted to get a new copy. I could have paid a little bit more for an original VHS of Buffy here, but yeah, I wanted to get a new disc so that I knew it played well, and it just ended up coming in this pack Blu-ray with Jennifer's Body, which I saw, which I don't even remember and really care about, but I guess I'll give it another watch since I have it. And this is two separate discs on it as well, so that's kind of cool. And I think why they put these two movies together is because they're both cheerleaders, both of the female characters. Yeah, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer, way better, I think, than the TV show. Although I guess in that day Sarah Michelle was, a lot of guys liked Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I preferred this movie anyways instead of the TV show. I think it's just a lot better. And my most favorite part, Paul Rubens, that vampire that he plays was so awesome. Like I say, just my favorite, and his death was just so awesome. I think if any of you guys have seen it, that's what was really stuck with me about the movie. And when I first met my wife, we had a funny little moment that we shared between us about that kind of thing, and it was kind of a little nerdy moment together. So I was really impressed with her, when that happened. So that's, like I say, just something when we first met, and it just kind of. So it's kind of even more sentimental to me now that my wife really kind of knew that nerdy part, and the after credit scene as well too. Sort of, I guess it's after credit scene. But yeah, Paul Rubens playing that vampire was just awesome. Okay, how long have we been? 13 minutes. I gotta get this going quick soon. Get to the 13 minutes. I haven't gotten to the main haul. Okay, let's talk about this quick. Right here, The Lost Boys. So I got the 3-disc DVD. Not my favorite cover, but again, this was the only way I get all three together in this collection for real cheap. I didn't even know that they had the other movies. I didn't even know about some of the books I'm going to show you here. But I was searching for the first movie, the original, as you see right there with the red background. That was the cover for the original. And definitely a classic, a cult following with The Lost Boys. Again, I had seen it so many times, and it's always left an imprint on my mind, that movie. And so I eventually had to get it. And then I discovered about some of the comic books I'll show you, and the other two movies here. So again, I'll just reiterate that Lost Boys, that was the classic cult following, awesome, good movie. I think, and it's yeah, I think that's something that stays with me, and it's been part of my nerdiness. I think for years and years since I ever watched it. But on the other hand, here we have The Lost Boys, The Tribe, and The Thirst. Those two movies, although they try to play upon the nostalgic feeling and expand the mythos a little bit, unfortunately, I think it kind of detracts from it. It's actually makes some things worse, I think, if you really take it seriously as the real canon, which I guess it could be, but it just makes it a little worse. It kind of like downgrades from the original. Even though, what was it? The first one was in 2000. What am I thinking? 2008. I gotta look in these years again. 2000. Or no, was there 2000? No, it wasn't 2004. Or was one 2011, 2008, 2011, I think like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm something like that. Anyways, there's quite a bit of difference, I think, between the next one. Like the first one and the second movie was like 20 years difference or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys can tell me. See, 3-disc, but they're all on the same kind of thing here. Yeah. So yeah. If you guys really, really like this movie, definitely the original, let me know your guys' thoughts on it, or if maybe you didn't like it, or if you've seen the other movies right there. Tell me what you guys thought about those ones too. But just awesome. I think that was one of the best vampires shows, and of course it was very nerdy with the the Frog Brothers. They own that comic book shop, and throughout each movie, there's mention of comic books. So that kind of adds to the nerdiness of it for me. That's one of the reasons why I guess I kind of liked it. Okay, so let's get on to the other things here. And again, I kind of have a little bit of the same feeling about these books as I do the Tribe movie and The Thirst. Although they're kind of okay, it just kind of again tries to play on some of the nostalgic feelings of the movie. And expand it a bit, but it just kind of falls flat and, like I say, kind of takes away a little bit from the original. So I'm trying not to take these comic books or the second and third movie too seriously. Because, like I say, the first one, man, it's way up there for me. So, okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so we have The Lost Boys, Reign of Frogs. Here's 1 of 4. This is under the Wildstorm print right here. So really good artwork, at least, but as far as likeness for the characters, I really didn't see the artwork didn't, do that much for me. Like I had a hard time sometimes recognizing the characters, that they're supposed to look like, because this Reign of Frogs story, well, it's kind of like a story in a story. This is, was it? Yeah, I think this one has a little, I think, after epilogue that kind of brings you into the second movie a little bit. So, like you say, these comic books are supposed to be canon and go along with the movies. But it's like a story in a story. A young boy goes to Edgar and he wants to be a vampire hunter. He wants him to train him, but then Edgar ends up telling him, kind of what happened way back then, and filling in some of the gaps between the first movie and the second. But the story that he tells may not be exactly what you think it is, or that it may not even be real. It kind of does that for you. So it's almost kind of a throwaway story, except for maybe a few pages. I think I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Like I say, it's interesting. And after reading it, like I say, I was kind of really starting to get disappointed reading the story. But then when I got to the end and it had a little bit of the twist at the end, I felt a little bit better. But like I say, it doesn't make me feel as good as the original original movie. But yeah, so here's issue number 2, and that's supposed to be David right there. Is it David? Yeah, I think that one vampire. cool. We have number 3. Yeah, so I think they came out just before 2007, I think. And then here's the last one of that. Issue number 4. Okay, last few that I gotta show you guys here. And this one, I would say this story was... there was a couple things that kind of hurt my heart reading this book. But I'd say probably maybe a little bit better than Reign of Frogs. And actually in this series, they reference Reign of Frogs, and that is actually a book that was written by the Frog Brothers, and it's in their comic shop. So that's kind of neat. So I don't know where that kind of fits in, but it's kind of, again, making a bit of fun on itself in that way, I guess. But here, and this is, of course, a homage to the original cover, movie cover of The Lost Boys. So there was a different cover, but I definitely had to get that one. So that's pretty cool. And again, this is supposed to be a story that basically takes place right after the first movie, and expands on it. And it was, like I say, somewhat okay. I don't want to ruin any of the story for you guys, just in case you haven't read it and you want to. But yeah, this is under the Vertigo, and of course there's a lot of Warner Brothers and DC comic book references in these, which they did in the movies, right? Since Warner Brothers owns all this. So issue number 2. Nice art, but again, still didn't the artist didn't really hit it. Didn't really know the characters as good as they, like they're. I didn't recognize them as I probably should have. I don't think. Number 3. Number 4. And I thought this was going to be kind of cool. You see the saxophone man, if you remember in the original movie, that, I don't know, oiled, greased up saxophone player in the first movie. He has a part in this, which I thought was going to be really cool. It started to be interesting, but then it just kind of left me a little bit disappointed. And that's the thing about these books. Like I say, it was okay. I just wanted to get it for reading, for knowing everything in the Lost Boys universe. But just things kind of set me up for goodness, and then kind of just kind of fell flat for me sometimes. But that was kind of neat, a little bit. And issue number 5. There you go. And issue number 6. This one was pretty good. This cover was nice, I think, because that really looks like Corey Feldman, one of the Frog Brothers, Edgar. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I don't know what else I could really tell you about these stories or these books or movies. I don't know. I just find them cool. It's very, let's see, some of the classic stuff from my childhood. And I mean, things like The Lost Boys. I don't know about you guys. I grew up in 80s, early 90s kind of thing. And just a lot of the old movies like that, blood, guts, swearing. I was there. I watched them. It was different in the 80s and early 90s as a kid growing up. And I loved them. I mean, it didn't affect me, and I don't think a negative way. It was just really cool, awesome 80s, pulp culture that I just love, and I wish I could always go back there, step it through time, and go back to the 80s sometime. So I don't know. Maybe that's just the beer time, and I want to go on a beer trip and. No, I haven't had that much yet. Okay, so that's that, you guys. That's been 25 minutes about. Again, leave your comments, questions. Check out the Facebook below to try to stay in contact with me. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye.